Microsoft will open its U.S. headquarters to more employees a week from today. They'll be able to return to the office some or all of the time or continue working remotely. This announcement from Microsoft comes the same day it is releasing its first annual survey on the future of work. And our tech editor, Dan Howley, is here with all those details. So lots to dig into here. Dan, I want to start, though, with Microsoft's announcement about bringing back some workers into the physical office space. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, those workers will be allowed to come back on a voluntary basis, and they have to maintain social distancing guidelines as well as wear masks while they're in the office. So this isn't necessarily a return to any form of normalcy, simply a way for them to get employees who want to go back into the office back into the office. And Microsoft says things won't return to a sense of normalcy until the coronavirus is more kind of treated similarly to the flu, the seasonal flu, where it's endemic, it exists in our society, but it doesn't actually cause the kind of widespread disruptions and medical issues that the current virus does. So when it's more, tapped out and more people are vaccinated at that point, that is when they'll be able to really have a sense of normalcy again. And they have a stage kind of rollout for this. They're currently at stage 4. So it's going to take a while for them to get to that final stage where every Microsoft employee can go back to work and, work without masks or worrying about being too far from their coworkers or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's really one of the first big tech companies to announce something like this. So I'd have to imagine, its peers are going to be watching real closely and perhaps use what Microsoft does as a blueprint for when they go back to the office. I want to get to the second part of the story, though, which is Microsoft's first annual survey on the work of the future and what that's going to look like. And one of the big takeaways for me was more than 40% of people say they're actually currently thinking about leaving their current place of employment.
Yeah, naturally, a lot of those employees tend to be on the younger side. Gen Z and millennials are the folks that really want to kind of move away. But I think most striking is that 73% of respondents to this survey said that they want to have at least some type of work from home option and the flexibility to do so on their time. So it clearly shows that there's been this year where people are working from home. Now they really want to go back and do their own kind of working from home scheduling. I think one of the other interesting tidbits here was the sense of isolation that people have started to feel as a result of the past year. Some 67% of respondents said that they wanted more in-person time with coworkers. And obviously that's become a problem. Microsoft said at the beginning of the outbreak of the virus, what they had found was more people were talking in larger groups. But as the virus kind of continued to spread throughout the country, and we've dealt with different stages of opening and closing and reopening and reclosing, more people have started to kind of consolidate who they speak with. And there's fewer and fewer people talking to larger groups and more people talking to small groups or individuals. So that sense of kind of isolation has really started to creep in. And I think one of the other things that's important to point out is that 66% of corporate decision makers have now said that they have to plan for an office that's all the time in person as well as all the time remote. So there's going to be a mix going forward, at least how a lot of companies tend to view their workforce. And, this comes as more people are considering whether or not their job is right for them. If it does allow work from home options. So, hey, I'm not saying that I would sneeze at the ability to work from home maybe, 2 days a week. But obviously, if I did, I wouldn't be in the minority there.
Yeah, and certainly what we do every day, day in and day out as broadcasters, never in my wildest dreams did I think I'd be able to do that from my living room. But here you go. All right, Dan Howley, thanks so much.